So I'm Meg with TheGamer, and I'm here with the wonderful voice actress for Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate 3.
Hello, I'm Devora Wilde, and yes, I play Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate 3.
So one of the first things I wanted to ask you is, obviously Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for a long time, everybody loved it, but since the launch everyone really loved it. Have you noticed a difference in like fan reactions since the game's come out, like at conventions and things like that? Have you noticed that people are a lot more full on? And in particular to Lae'zel, like, are they a lot more hype, more fans on the bandwagon?
Definitely, yeah. I think when it launched in early access, there was some reaction, but it wasn't crazy, and I think a lot of people were holding out to get the full game, so they had like a long wait ahead of them.
I was one of those.
Right, and did it pay off?
I think so, yeah. So a lot changed, right? So like my colleagues would be like, this thing, and I'd be like, I don't know what that is.
You don't know it, yeah.
And then there were some people where I was like, I did this, and they were like, I don't know what that is. When I was playing like before it actually came out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what a lot of people did, and so I guess the reaction wasn't massive. And now that it's come out, it's suddenly like, whoa! It's like a big tidal wave of people just being interested in it, people saying how much they love it, they're connected to the characters, and that's really exciting and really great.
Is it nice? Like, I can only imagine what it's like to be important to such a huge community of fans.
Yeah.
I imagine it feels incredible.
It's great, and we've chatted a lot about this with the other cast members, how lovely the fans are and how there's a real sense of community around this game and around the world of D&D. And just how genuinely nice everybody is. I'm just pleasantly surprised by it. I didn't have any expectations, honestly, but we've had no hate comments, nothing like that. Everybody's been incredibly supportive, very complimentary about the work, which obviously means a lot to us because we put 4 years of our lives into it. So, we were a little bit like, I think on the eve of the launch in August, we're a little bit nervous, but it's paid off massively because people are loving it.
Do you think 20, 30 years from now, you'll be at a convention, signing something, and someone's still going to bring up a Lae'zel picture like...
God, I don't know. I wonder, because a lot of people have been saying, like, you have to know that you're now part of this game, and it's like forever, and, it's going to be remembered, this game, in so many years. And I don't know, it's hard for me to think so far ahead.
Because fandoms never die,
No, it's true, especially with games which you can sort of revisit and play again, and especially this game, we can play again and again and again with different iterations. So maybe, I'll be there like, I am Lae'zel of Clear. Hopefully it won't sound like that in 20 years' time.
Maybe you'll come back in a later game as old lady version.
Maybe. Yes.
That would be quite cool.
An idea for Larian.
There we go. You can pay
the origins 30 years later. Yes.
Obviously, for Baldur's Gate 3, there's a greater focus on the Githyanki, and as Lae'zel is Githyanki, was there like pressure in portraying that and bringing that to the forefront for fans, because they weren't touched on as much in the past games?
Well, as somebody who has very limited knowledge of the world and of the previous games, I can safely say I felt no pressure because I did not really know about the Githyanki.
That's fair.
I went into it completely blank slate. I got given, I think I read, there was a little bit of like a wiki, whatever it's called. What's it called?
Wikipedia?
But when it's for like video games and wiki?
Wiki?
Something wiki. Wiki realms.
We're going to start a rap in a minute.
Wiki. There was something wiki related, that had about the whole world.
I know what you mean. There's like a little fire flame normally.
Something about it, about the whole game.
Yes.
But it was so much that I was like, I don't want to actually overwhelm myself with too much information before I went into the game. I got a lot of it explained to me as we were doing it, and honestly, I got to know about the Githyanki through portraying Lae'zel, like how they are, and then I realised that they're all, pretty much like she is, and that's why I've seen a few people mentioning that if Lae'zel is mean to you, that's not Lae'zel, that is just the Githyanki way.
Yeah.
So don't take it personally, okay?
Did any of the other voice actors have a lot of prior knowledge? Were you the only one that kind of went in, kind of like clean slate, or?
It's hard for me to speak for everyone. I can only really speak for myself. I have a feeling Neil knew a bit about the world, or maybe a lot about the world, but yeah, I can't really speak for the others. But
no, I wondered if, like, you know, you were like, oh, this, and they'd be like, oh, actually, you'll find it's this. Like, they did their homework.
No, I was like a baby. I was just like, explain everything to me. At the beginning,
that's nice in a way, because then you made it your own.
Exactly.
You know, then you can shape it without having too much
Yeah. I think that would be massive pressure, actually, to have known then what I know now about the game and about the fans.
Yeah.
I would have put too much pressure on myself, knowing how many people really care about this, and obviously knowing about the success of the past games. And also bear in mind that we didn't really know, well, not really, we didn't know what the game was until, I want to say, a year or so into the process. So I didn't know.
So you didn't know it was Baldur's Gate?
No, I didn't know.
So you just recording lines like, this sounds weird.
Recording lines, I mean, you know, I think for people maybe that had a bit more knowledge of the world, they might have guessed that it was sort of Dungeons and Dragons, and maybe they would have clicked, but for me, I didn't know. Or, you know, most video game projects are obviously code-named, and I think honestly, I didn't really think to ask, I think, until about a little way into the process. I was like, what is this game, by the way? And they're like, Baldur's Gate 3. I was like, yes. I don't know what that is.
But I've heard of it.
I hadn't. But look, now I'm making up for it. I am making up for it, and I know a lot more than I did. I feel like I've learned a lot more in the past few months about this game than I did in the past few years, because I was so focused on the character and the lines and the acting, and now I'm enjoying sort of getting to know about the world and kind of sitting back and being like, yes, you know.
That is nice. In those early days when you didn't really know what it was there ever a day where, I don't know, you recorded like a weird line and you were kind of like, what am I recording stuff for?
All the time.
Are there any lines that like stick in your mind, it's like where you were like, I have no idea why I'm saying this?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I think just stuff about all the Githyanki words, for example, stuff that gets thrown into there.
Understandably confusing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's the thing. And then, yeah, because Lae'zel's language is obviously so filtered with through her language, and she adds stuff in there. Yeah, but there were many times when, and I think as a voice actor, that's what you do. You say lines, and then you go home, and you're like, what did you do today? Yeah, I was just, stuck in a cage, waiting for someone to release me, and then this happened, and then this person said this, and I'm like, yeah.
Obviously, Lae'zel's quite a complex character in that she has this gruff exterior, but really she does have a lot of insecurities. How did you balance that in your performance? Like, did you struggle with that, or is it something that came naturally? I don't know.
Well, I always say about this project that it's so incredibly well written that I always had that as my support. And when you can't have great acting without great writing, or without great direction, which we also had, and great support from everybody else. It's really a team effort.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had all of that, and then we were just given this beautifully written, fully formed character, meant that I really didn't have to struggle with it, because it's all there, and the way that she expresses things is so poetic. And beautiful in many ways. Then she has other sides to her that are just like the warrior, like, get this done, you have to get rid of the tadpole, get on with it, hurry the fuck up. That's part of it as well. But those moments when she has those like reflective moments, or she's a little bit more vulnerable or something like that, they were just so well written that I just kind of went with it, and worked with the directors on the performance. I can't say it was a struggle. It was a blessing almost to be able to explore that side, because I think at the beginning I was like, okay, I think I know who this character is. Is she going to stay like that for the whole game? I don't know, because I didn't know, and I didn't think anyone really knew how she would end up, or many iterations of her ending. And so as we progressed through the game, and then these scenes would come up that show a completely different side to her, I'd be like, wow, how great is it now that today I get to explore this side of Lae'zel, which I often don't. This is really cool.
Was it fun though, being able to be like a kind of grumpy,
so much fun,
ordering people around?
So much fun, because that is really me deep down. I'm grumpy and I'm bossy, but I have to smile sometimes. But I can be grumpy, especially first thing in the morning, especially if I haven't had a good sleep. Can't we all?
Oh, I'm not a morning person either. Yeah, absolutely.
Lae'zel just doesn't care and just says what she thinks. So it was great to be able to do that. Very cathartic to go into the studio and be like, skva, Yeah,
So if I remember rightly, you haven't played the game yet.
I
Is
have
that
not.
right?
I really need to play the game.
Yes, I mean, everyone's busy. When you play the game, are you going to play as Lae'zel, or are you going to create the perfect companion for Lae'zel?
Right, I'm going to play as... no, I'm not going to play as Lae'zel. I'm going to create a companion, and I'm going to see if, having recorded Lae'zel, I can get her and the companion to get along, like her and my character to get on. Because I think it would be so hilarious if I couldn't. Having known what she's like.
I mean, you're the person like most qualified to know how to get on with her.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But it's been so long that I think I've forgotten certain aspects and certain things of her. I mean, I know her character obviously overall, but it would be pretty funny to do that. And also I want to have the experience of her just being her grumpy Gith self to my character.
Would you romance yourself?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Self-love.
Self-love. Extreme self-love.
Obviously, fans pair Lae'zel with, other people in the community. What is your favourite pairing that the community loves? Who is it that you like? Obviously, a lot of people put her with Shadowheart, a little love-hate relationship.
Well, Shadowheart for the classic, love-hate banter is great, and I think their snipey comments are just...
Oldie but a goodie.
So good, so good, and those interactions are so well written and so much fun. But I think for someone she genuinely loves and respects, it would have to be Karlach. Probably that's the only one, really. I don't think she really respects anyone in the party. I mean, she sort of gains their respect over the game gradually, But Karlach, I think she's like, a badass warrior like myself. Good. Yes, I'll take it.
You can see why she would respect her.
Yeah.
You mentioned obviously a lot of Githyanki words and things like that. Did you get given like a dictionary? Did they have to be like, this means this? Like, I can only imagine it's like learning Klingon or something.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a lot of the directors, I think, had a big glossary of the Githyanki words. So whenever I'd have to speak it, I'd be like, tell me what this means, please. And they'd be like, this is what this means. This is how it's phonetically written out. So this is how you would say it. And then, she says some phrases over and over again. So at the end, I got used to it. And sometimes by the end, I'd be like, excuse me, I don't think that's how you say this Githyanki word.
No.
Might I just correct you for a second?
You were the one that were actually...
I was the one that was like, no, they'd be like, okay, because we have lots of different directions.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like, no, that's not how you say that word. This is how you say that word. And they'd be like, well, you've been on this project for 4 years, we have to trust you. Because sometimes the way it's written and the way it's said are quite different.
Oh, I would be terrible at that. Were there any words that you struggled with, where no matter how many times you said it, you always forgot and you said it the wrong way, or...
Well, there's some things like the Jacques Vonache do, which it is written one way and then it's said a completely different way. I think it's when she's mixing the Githyanki with the English that was sometimes a struggle. And if you had to get the line out quickly, you have to make it sound natural.
Yeah.
I can't make it sound like she's just learning this language now, obviously. So that was sometimes a bit of a challenge. But with time, I got my little Gith Duolingo out, doing it.
You joke, but one day a fan could make that. They have
Duolingo with Lisa.
They have like courses in like Lord of the Rings languages and stuff now. So one day, maybe.
Yeah, I can be the voice of Duolingo. Of Gith Duolingo. I love that.
I mean, you heard it here first. Duolingo, if you're interested.
Hire me.
Imagine if they did like a Baldur's Gate 3 Duolingo.
I'll be the worst motivator as well. I'd be like, this is wrong.
Imagine the phrases though that you'd have to say, like especially for like Githyanki, they'd be like violent and like
completely violent. There'd be nothing for,
I'm
can I
gonna
have
kill
a
you
coffee?
now. That would be amazing. Obviously Baldur's Gate based on D&D. Have you ever played D&D?
I have not. I have not.
Does this tempt you into playing D&D?
Yes, it really does. This has tempted me into playing the game and into playing D&D as a whole because it seems like an incredibly rich world. It seems like a world where you can be anything, which I love. it seems like a world where you can do anything as well. Like, I didn't know about the game, but I've recently found out that, you know, you can sort of use your imagination and like pick up a random object, say, and throw it at something, and maybe that'll work. But
yeah.
So I love that about.
I was like new to both as well, and at work recently we started a D&D group, and our boss is actually our DM. And I swear I must do her head in. After playing Baldur's Gate 3, I'd be like, well, in Baldur's Gate 3 I can do this, so can I do that in here? And she'd be like, no.
Endless possibility.
But it is that endless possibility that I love. And it's the same for Baldur's Gate 3. Like, there are just so many things, like, oh my god, I'm the guides editor for TheGamer. Writing guides is like, it's amazing and like horrendous at the same time. Because you're like, I'm just going to guide this quest, but there's like so many.
You can just do anything. I don't know how is it DMs, Dungeon Masters, how they do it, because it seems to me like you can just go off on a little path and they have to be like, okay, I'm going to go with that, I guess. I think that's how it works anyway. I don't know much
she's
about
had to wing it a few times, our boss. Sometimes we've gone, we want to go look at this thing that she didn't prepare for, and she just had to make it up on the spot.
Yeah.
And I applaud her for that.
It's essentially, what I love about it, it's essentially based a lot in improv as well, which we do as actors. So for me, it's like just a chance to act and
Did you
have
have
fun.
to film your lines separately a lot, or were there times where you were like bouncing off one another?
All separate. All separate. Sometimes if the actor had recorded their lines already, the preceding line, they play it to us in our ear.
Oh, so you could like react.
So we could react, but more often than not, it would just be the director saying the preceding line, or just say it without anything.
Yeah. Oh, that must be so much harder. Like
it is, because I think we're all kind of larger than life characters. Everyone's very talented, and so to be able to bounce off each other would have been amazing. But obviously, due to scheduling and this game having like 248 actors, I think it would have been pretty much impossible to do that all together.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice.
Speaking of larger than life characters, Asterion, have you seen the Stewie Griffin memes?
No, I haven't. What is this?
So I hadn't seen them either until my boss sent them to me. She sent me 2 links, and the first one I clicked, and it was Stewie Griffin talking, and I was like, well, I don't know why she sent me this, I don't understand. And then it took me a while, and I was like, that's not Stewie Griffin talking, that's Asterion talking. Oh. And then the second link was the reverse. So it was Baldur's Gate 3 footage with Stewie Griffin's voice.
Oh my god.
And it is hard to
see it. I'm going to look it up.
You have to check it out.
I'm going to look it up.
It's hilarious. It will also like ruin it for you, because now you will always hear Stewie Griffin.
Maybe there's a place for Stewie Griffin in the world of Baldur's Gate 3.
Maybe.
A secret quest where you find Stewie Griffin.
I mean, Family Guy did like Disney and that lot, so maybe.
You never know.
But talking of like fan-made memes and stuff like that, is there anything that the community's done that has kind of surprised you, or you found like particularly funny, especially like with Lae'zel, like anything comes to mind?
So much. There's always like little drawings of her popping up, or little memes of her popping up, which make me laugh a lot. There was one recently where we all the cast were together in a room, and I did a little video of it.
I saw that one.
And somebody, did you see the drawing of it?
Yes.
So cool. I thought that was really, really sweet.
Because I also saw someone did a picture where it's Lae'zel, but they used like your features. That was cool.
Yes, that was where they do them together. Yeah, that was really, really fun. And then there's like a video going around of Shadowheart where she's like, the Baldur's Gate 3 in a nutshell, and it's Shadowheart like, I'm here and I've got to go on this mission to get rid of the tadpole or something, and then it says they're going so it's just stuff like that just makes me giggle pretty much every day. There's something new, and I appreciate the fans, love it. Very creative people. There's a lot of like drawings going on, and I love that. I can't draw, so
but you have a great voice, and
yeah, well, there you go. Can't have everything,
Can't have everything. So the only other thing that I wanted to ask you really was, could you say something as Lae'zel for the fans of TheGamer? Anything you like? And we all know that people love when you insult them, so just keep going.
Oh, okay. Greetings, fan of TheGamer, is it? I do not know what this publication is, but I will say one thing to you. You better play the game, and you better give Lae'zel a chance, or else. Skva!
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's been great. It's going to be weird now playing the game because now I'll be like seeing you, but like
Who is it in reality?
just having an existential crisis. Like I do that with Stewie Griffin now. It's fine.
How much of the game have you played?
I'm still in Act 1.
Okay.
I've it's gonna sound terrible, but I've lost my save file because I'm a save scummer, it's terrible. So I'll save and then I'll explore options I know I don't really want to do, but then I'll get lost doing them and I'll keep saving.
You go off on loads of side quests.
Yeah, so now I just have loads of saves and I'm doing loads of variations of the same thing. Really, I should play through normally, then play through and do it differently, but I'm like, no, I want everything at once.
Well, that means you've got more of the game left to go. 2 more acts, in fact.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible, isn't it? 2 more, but
2
there's just so
whole
much
acts.
to do.
There is so much.
I spent
It's a huge game.
far too long trying to not kill an owlbear. As I said, I was a newbie, so forgive me, but I was trying to pickpocket it. I thought, there's a weapon in it, right? And I wanted the weapon. I was like, maybe I can pickpocket the weapon out. Spent like a solid hour trying, and my friend was like, it obviously doesn't have pockets, that's why it's failing. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Fair enough, yeah, fair enough.
So I did have to kill it in the end, I felt terrible.
Oh.
I know.
What can you do? Sacrifices have to be made.
When you play and you get to that owlbear, you're going to be like, this is what she was on about.
Yeah. There are many owlbears though, no?
There's an owlbear cub as well, which you can also choose to kill, but I didn't. I was like, I just killed its mum, I feel bad. And then afterwards it started eating its mum, and I was like, well, don't feel bad anymore now.
They're freaky, the owlbears, yeah. Very cute, but also...
Yeah, vicious, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it was weird. I tried everything. I tried talking to it and like animal handling. I was like, there must be a way for me to convince this owlbear to let me pull the weapon out and it gets to live. But if there is, I haven't found it.
No. There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been lovely. Thank you for your time.
Lovely.